Yeah, welcome to part 3 with Andy who's not from Aberdeen, by the way. I just want to give a big shout out to Gary from Welcome Estates. www.boxersinneed.com. Get it back. If you can't afford £1 a month, you'll know somebody who can. I'll get stuck in. Also, let's give a big shout out to Porkies International, our sister channel, right, on YouTube, talking about other sports. No hard videos on there. No, the super hardcore. Yeah, we've gone hardcore on that on other sports. We believe in saying what we need to say, don't we, Andy?
Tell it like it is, eh?
We tell it like it is, don't we? Just like the Cobra does. That's what life's about. We're not going to kiss ass like a lot of people in boxing. You know, them all say, I'm not a kiss ass, but really you are. You know, all them people should be embarrassed. Absolutely embarrassed. Right, here we go. I need to start showing my face on here. I'm going to push the merch on here. Hang on 2 seconds. Watch this. I don't normally push the merch on here, right? Because it's such a rip-off what YouTube tech offers. But they do it, don't they? And they say, yeah, I say, yeah, all right. We're looking at it. The last year's takings from merch, about £8. What a crap, innit? I don't even send you a freebie. I had to buy my own, but you know what? I like these ones here with porky thing. I think they're bang on. I'm not even sure if K Official did these. I used to do a bit with K Official, you know, when I first started. These are bang on, these are bang on. I wear these when I'm running in the morning, kid. You know what? That running is good for you, isn't it? But do you know what? I've got a mountain bike now, you know.
Aye.
I've been out on it twice. I went on it once the other day, and then I went on it once after. I had Terry on this morning. I went after, but after I went for a bike ride. But you know what? My arse is killing me. How do you get arse pain on it? You just have to keep cycling, and that part of your arse goes harder. I don't
keep cycling. Aye, you get used to it, don't you? Aye, it takes a bit of time, and if you maybe get a better saddle or a different saddle, it suits you. It's
cross training as well, you know now. I think that's why weight stripped off me, and I'm looking a bit more shredded, kind of thing, which looks all right. But so I always feel like I look a bit scrawny now, you know, stripped off. But I need a bit of beef on me. I need some of the Conor Benn Ingle juice. I don't know. I need some. Don't I?
How's Terry doing? Is he all right?
Terry's all right. He's a good guy, you know. Terry. Me and Terry have had a couple of fallouts, haven't you? I think we've had 2 fallouts in about. I think I've known Terry 9 years now. I've known him as long as I've known Dennis. I've known Dennis 9 years, 9.5, is it? Coming up 10 years, I've known Dennis. I've known Terry about 9. It's all right, Terry, but we've had a couple of set twos. He's like, oh, you didn't say this about this person, this about, oh, but you said it about. I said, you know what, Terry, you're right. But at first I was like, it's fucked. You know what I mean? A couple of set twos. Oh, if we had a roll around, it'd be way too much for me. Look, you know, if somebody's going to be way too much for you, don't you? I'd have to stay gassing, wouldn't I? The party piece, or it were. I won't mess about with somebody like him. Somebody who's got about 7 stone on me, 6 stone. 6 stone on you. You're in trouble, aren't you?
Too much weight to give away, yeah.
Strong. Well, look, that's what happens when you're messing about with people that have got a big load of weight on you. You get your ear bit off them. Put a couple of good combinations to them, you think, yeah, come on then. Well, just hold you, don't they? And just come here, you. So I think now I've got these in here, Zirconium. You want to talk about biting? I'll bite noses off. I mean, listen, I won't go through that again. If I get in a roll around, I'm taking chunks out, people. You know how mouthy I am, don't you?
Like Jaws, James Bond film.
You know, don't you? You've seen pictures. Been stabbed, had guns in my mouth, been kidnapped from a jail. I was a jeweler, one off for 2 years. Kidnapped. Oh yeah, tortured. Tortured. I've told this story, mate. Everybody knows the story. I'm running through is it Barbara? Down this big hill with no on after being tortured in a van. Took me in a van. Battered me. Pillowcase on me head. I remember running, I had my trainers on, running, I was 20 odd stone at the time. Running down this head out here like a tomato. like a melon head. And this woman took me in like with this Fiesta. Never forget. She rung low. I said, get them away from me. Anyway, they took me on, didn't they? I ain't making a statement. They give me one of them, you know, when you do a marathon, they give you one of them like a tinfoil blanket.
Aye.
I lived in Pittsburgh. They took me home. I said, just drop me off here. Anyway, drop me off there. My mates were there. We all had gear on and we were all going to get sniffed out in our heads after haunting Mexborough. I'll never forget, I'm there with big melon head pulling up in cop car in back, getting out in Niff with a tinfoil thing on. Oh, fucking hell, look at the state of me here. All I remember is sniffing gear with a big melon head. The best thing about it is there were 2 women coppers, and they were all right as well, you know. All right. I thought, what are you all doing as coppers? I'm there with big melon heads. You want to make it? Yeah. Where's your? I didn't have no jewelry on me, you know. And this watch, or that Porsche watch I've got, I don't wear it, and I think you get red, you're black. And I had that on. He goes, he's only got a Casio on. I couldn't believe it. Tortured me. Big old melon head. Years ago, that I think 2013, I think 12, yeah, long time ago. But I'm mouthy, aren't I, mate? Mouthy, but listen, you've got to stick up for yourself, mate, in this life, aren't you? You've got to stand on, haven't you? Look at all the I've had with Big Ron. Me and Big Ron had a tear up in Bulgaria, you know.
Haven't you bet him?
Big Ron can fight, you know, Big Ron. Big Ron put a shot into me there. Right there, you know, that bit there.
Right in the middle.
And you know what? I had years of that, you know, every now and then. He'd like, here, come here, let me show you what I showed Clinton. I said, what are you on about? You and Clinton. He says, I'm pissed here now. He goes, when Clinton fought Dave Starry and he lost. After that, I got into his head and I showed him a few moves like I did Jamie McDonnell. But to be fair, Dennis never had a loss with Jamie McDonnell, did he? They went 13-0, but he was showing me these moves and he was like hooking his calf around my calf, you know, like what boxers do when they're up close. And they're trying out calf each other, don't they, up close and that. And he was doing that, and I went, yeah, Gil, Dennis, you're hurting my calf. And he went, I showed Clinton that move when he came back as a light heavyweight. He wouldn't have got to be world champion if it weren't for me. So anyway, he jabbed, something was said, he was his mate, Rami, who was a good pal of mine now, but Rami said something. It was something about this restaurant bill or something. I wasn't happy with Bill, and I went, I ain't paying for that. I with Celia, his lawyer. She was, I ain't porking it paid bill. I says, I get fucked, I'm not paying for that. It's shit. It was somewhere over Manchester. Anyway, Dennis, because you just showing me up. I goes, yeah, I did. And Rami were laughing. I goes, yeah, shut up, you knobhead. Dennis goes, don't call my mate a knobhead. I goes, who you call a knobhead, Dennis? You prick. So Dennis, bang, straight there. And I thought, took a deep breath. I thought, you know what? I ain't having that. You know, and I had a drink. Cool and Cassius were there. He was sat smack opposite. We're in this club in Bulgaria. Robin Reed were there, Johnny Roy, Peter Fury. So I thought, right. So I remember holding my breath and I waited until Dennis got out my eye line and ran over. I got him in an headlock, about 18 stone at the time. I got him in an headlock and I flipped him over. I got my knee on his Adam's apple and pinned him down like the rat you are, Dennis. I was choking him out and I could feel power draining out of him, mate. He bit me there. He bit me on my arm there. Bit me there on my arm. And he all got broke up. That's a true story, that. Fucking, you bit me, you knob. Bit me. And ask anybody about that, mate. Do you know what? He's never done that again. But for a few years, for about 4 years, he'd come up to you and he'd go, all right. I showed David A that move when I used to promote him, or, you know, stuff like that. You know what I used to get? Do you know Max? I bet Max gets them all the time. Then he says, Max, come here. Boom, boom, boom. That's a 3-punch combo, Max. You know you're covered in bruises from Big Ron. I used to get that all the time.
He'll be like Big Ron's stress doll now, Maxie.
Yeah. He's a lovable Big Ron, but like I said, I had to pull that judo move on him, didn't I, mate? I learned as a teenager, and I flipped him about like the rat he is. I said I drained all the life out of him because he was pissed. I thought, yeah, he went down and I'm going, yeah. He wouldn't have got there if it weren't for me. Another monster I created, down in them all. Yeah, another bottle, giving it that all night. And I was like, yeah, I don't want another drink. I don't want another drink, sipping water and all that. For you wait, you wait. As soon as you're at my eye line, boom. And I went for it. It's a true story. That's a true story. And Sylvester Stallone were upstairs in that hotel. People went, oh shit, I've got photos upstairs. Yeah. Sylvester. They filmed Rambo 5 there when Huey for Pulev. And Peter Fury Jr. got locked up the night before the fight, for carrying off the club out there, Peter Fury Jr. He got locked up in a club out there, to pay a massive fine to get him out. It caused some rivals out there. Oh, yeah, mate, I'm telling you, he's a boyo, him, mate. They were running around with pole dancers around hotel at night. It's been hotel. That's Frank Smith. I'll get Frank Smith on here back. That's a true story, that. Frank Smith, I slept in out my brains. Frank Smith had breakfast with Sylvester Stallone's wife, a woman called Jennifer, her name. Frank, I was devastated. Stallone came into hotel with NATO security, and I've not seen Dennis in. I tell you what, there's a video on my channel. I've not seen Dennis in 4 months from Warrington fight, because I worked for him, then. Something was said in this restaurant, or me, him, Lindsay Tucker from IBF, and Denzel Brown. This is a true story. Denzel Brown, who got acquitted of murder from Leeds. Nick Manners was mate. I don't know if the mates now. Nick Manners, hope you well, love you to bits. And Dennis goes, oh, I'll go wait in car. I need to have a word with IBF guy. Because I'm not waiting in car. I ordered a sticky toffee pudding. He goes, waiting car. I went, no. He went, boom, under the table, kicked me. I went, right, okay. Okay, I'm flying off. I went, I'll wait in car, Dennis. I went and sat in his brand new Q7, brand spanker, jumped in it, big 3 litre thing, fast as fuck. Revved it up. Thought, okay, I'll sit here. I was sat there revving it up, messing about on Twitter, on music and all that. Hey, on YouTube and what? But this is all right, this. Next minute, boom, copper, move this. I went, why? Move it, you can't park here. Me, pissed up. I went, all right. Off. I thought, well, I'll have to move it. And, in Leeds, they have like a ring road system. And I moved it and I thought, well, I need to get back there because Dennis was bound to come out of the restaurant any time. And I couldn't get back because he shut it all off. So I went, in the end, I went, you know what? I'm doing one. And I left him. I left him there, mate. It's a true story, that. And he had to go back in the black cab. And I thought, well, I better get this back on his drive or I'll get a good hiding. So I took it back. Jumped on his drive, jumped in my Merc. I had a silver E-Class Merc. This is donkeys years ago. As I jumped in mine and I burnt out of Dennis's, he was coming round corner in the cab. We didn't speak for 4 months. And then he bowled up at that Bulgaria thing when I was working for Peter Fury. I helped Peter Fury, didn't I, for 4 months. And he bowled up Dennis with Rami, his pal. And I didn't see him at first, and he jabbed me back. And I said, oh, I up Dennis. And it was like, you're not spot for ages. And then within 1 minute, Stallone came in with NATO security. You couldn't get near him, though. And he went, go get your camera quick. That's a true story. And if you go on my channel, all you've got to type in is Porky's Corner Summit Meeting Dennis Hobson Part 1. And there's 3 parts to it. And I reckon that's best stuff I've ever done. But it was a bit frosty at first because we'd not spot, for 4 months. But all right after that, yeah. I can't remember the time after we had I think we had the scrap the night after. So we not scrapped for 4 months, and then we were scrapping. That's a true story, that. That's Scott Brunt, he'll tell you. That's a true story. Dennis, I'll fucking give you that if I ever see you. A true story, that. Max, I know you're covered in bruises, you fat prick. I love Max. My kid's mum loves Max, you know. Max is lovable, isn't he?
Big teddy bear.
Max is lovable. I remember being out, Dennis was going, what do you think to Dave Allen versus Max? I was like, what? Max will end up in coma. You know, this is what Max thinks he can tackle him. They took Max, they took you out to Malta, didn't they? Dennis went, oh, Dave Allen's over there. Max, your arsehole fell out, didn't it? What would Dave Allen do to Max?
I'm mismatching. Big time.
It'd be on top of Max, wouldn't it?
Wouldn't be fair, would it?
Max would be up there on bottom one, wouldn't he, with Grovesy?
Aye.
Who's the top five, Andy, at the moment, pound for pound? I know I always ask you this every video, but it seems to change by the week. Have you got an OU up there?
He's fighting tomorrow night, isn't he?
Yeah, tomorrow night, yeah.
He's fighting, is it TJ Doheny, is it?
It's a gimme one for it. You haven't really had gimme ones, but it's a gimme, that, isn't it, really, for him?
He's about 37, isn't he? So, I know you'll probably make, he's got to make light work of him, and if he's maintaining his tops. So I still have Usyk at number 1. Crawford number 2. Better Bev probably. Him and Bivol are still to fight, haven't they? So I favour Better Bev in that match though. And who else is there? I need to plug this in. My battery's going flat. Get this plugged in.
Well, let me tell you this, Andy, right? I've got Usyk number 1. I've got Crawford number 2. I know you number 3. Tank Davis number 4. And I've got Better Beeve or Bibble number 5. They're both undefeated. Whoever wins that fight's number 5. I've not got Canelo there because he's a drug cheat. I've not got Joshua there because he's been knocked about. Fury's been knocked about. Andy's a drug cheat. So none of them are in mix. There's nobody from England anywhere near the top 10. Not one person from the UK is in the top 10. The last person to be in that pound for pound list in the Ring magazine top 5 is Carl Froch.
Yeah.
So if you go up 5 or 6, I think you were 5. It's 5 or 6. You were Box Trick 5, Ring magazine 5 or 6. Grovel up Froch's last guy to be in mix for pound, and that's 2014 in September edition of Ring magazine. I've got it framed on my wall. It's
10 years ago.
Yellow frame, pardon?
10 years ago,
10 years ago this month is as the last British guy to be ranked that high, and that's Carl Froch. Yeah. So where's this next big star? People keep saying Tyson Fury is the next big thing, and he's a defensive genius. Well, let me tell you this. Tyson Fury's been on the floor 8 times, or he's had 8 counts, yeah? 8 counts, yeah? He wasn't on the floor against Usyk with the game of count, didn't they?
Yeah.
8 counts. That's not a defensive genius. Is it, Andy? How can that be a defensive genius? 8 counts. Come on.
Caught too often, eh?
What?
How many times Usyk been down? None, eh? Well, once for a low goal.
Usyk's not been down yet, has he? As a pro.
Yeah.
The bar one, it were a low blow, wasn't it? So that the referee didn't count it. He was looking not to take a point off him, the bar, wasn't he? Really there.
Yeah.
So yeah. That's how I looked at it.
I mean, you look at other top guys. Bam
Bam Rodriguez.
He's not been down. He's a top guy, isn't he?
Well, let's have a look at him, right? I'm just get the old pen out here. So I'm old school, me. Right. Usyk number 1. Right. 335 wins, 15 losses as an amateur. Rematched 11. Right. He didn't rematch Sean Porter, but he rematched all the rest. So Usyk, European World Olympic gold, undisputed in cruiser, undisputed in heavyweight. Usyk's clearly number 1. Crawford 2. Yeah? 40,
Yeah.
what is he, 41 now? Right. I know you. Number 3. Then you've got 4 and 5. You'd have to say Tank Davis. What is he? He's knocked everybody out by 2. Right?
Yeah.
What would you say number 5? Better Beeve
I'd go better BF, yeah.
or Bivol? I'd say Better Beeve, but they're gonna
Yeah.
fight. So that's gonna determine number 5 slot. That's locked off now. The number 5 slot is locked off, yeah?
Yeah.
Right. So who would you say number 6? J.O. Patia, Bam Bam Rodriguez.
Probably go Bam Bam Rodriguez and then J.O. Patia.
Then Opatia.
Yeah.
But he fights Jack Massey.
That's right.
Now, Jack Massey's not in pound for pound. But if Jack Massey does him, he's fighter of the year.
Yeah.
If Jack Massey does him, he don't give him a number 7 because he probably need another win. Depends how he gets the win, doesn't it? If he scores 12 rounds and wins it. If he does what Froch did to Arthur Abraham, he's number 7 pound for Jack Massey could gate crash the elite of the elite, the top guys. He could be on everybody's lips. I'm not saying he's going to be famous like Frank Bruno in UK because he's not got that appeal. But as regards skill wise and that, if he does OPT at Jack Massey, don't forget he's already a former world champion. He'll be getting another belt. He'll be a 2-time world champion. Jack Massey could be a massive star if he does him. And who would you have for 8?
Number 8. Who could be number 8?
It's a bit dead then, doesn't it?
Yes.
Charlo, 33 and 0 middleweight.
Yeah, you can maybe go him.
Charlo, he's in the glamour division, 160 pounds. It's not like something that's been invented, like super middle war invented in 1984. Middleweight's been out since beginning, hasn't it? You know, beginning of boxing. You know, before World War One and all that nonsense. But that
Probably the guy that.
Hey.
Probably the guy that Canelo's avoiding at the moment.
David Benavidez.
Yeah, you could probably have him up there. Right?
Yeah, he's not active though, is he?
Yeah.
Well, who would you have for number 10?
Ooh. Number 10.
It won't be. Listen, to get in my top 10, you've got to be undefeated and have no drug issues. Because if you've got drug issues, past or present, there's an asterisk next to your name.
That's it. So drug cheats need not apply.
Yeah. Bums need not apply, John Fury once said. John, who would you fight? I want £1 million, I'll sign any contract. Bums need not apply. Well, you're a bum yourself. John Fury, big fighting. He's a bum, isn't he?
I think he's even said that.
You are.
I think he's even said that. He's just a bum himself, isn't he?
He is a bum. We know listen, we know the sort of people that he wants to knock about, and they're not people his size and weight and his stature. He don't want to knock people like that about. He likes to knock about people like Asif Pally, 5'3", or that always my height and my build, and a bit younger, a lot younger than me. That's the people that he likes to knock about. Big John Fury, big fighting man, big bully.
Yeah.
So who would you say is number? Who would you have as your top 10?
Who's the guy that Crawford just beat? Because that was a close fight, wasn't it?
No, he's been beat. He's not in my top 10. You got to be
he's not in top 10. He's got to be unbeaten.
Pound for pound, undefeated, and you've got to rematch that person that's done you.
Yeah, beat every man you've faced, sort of thing.
Yeah, Ring Magazine put Froch up there, didn't they? But he wanted the Ward rematch, but Ward won't give him it. So that's how Froch squeaked in. Because Ward didn't want that smoke, did you? Because you put a glass eye to sleep. So that's how Froch. If he can't get Ward to UK, what can he do? Ward wouldn't fight outside America. Andre Ward won't fight outside America. He won't.
Well, like Roy Jones, eh? Roy Jones was like that for a long time.
Yeah, and Mayweather. They won't fight anywhere.
Anywhere
Whittaker went to France though, didn't he? When he went daddy, and he
Yeah.
got done, didn't he? And that's why. So who would you have as pound for pound number 10? Who?
Oh,
An hard one, isn't it?
that's a hard one, eh?
No drug issues. Got to be undefeated.
Probably Shaka Stevenson.
Yeah, there you go, Shaka Stevenson. But he's inactive, isn't he? And he's just signed for Eddie Hills, and I'm going to put an Eddie Hills fighter in top 10. So Usyk, Crawford, and you, Davison better be, and not with Eddie. He's Bivol with Eddie, I think he is, isn't he?
I think he is, eh?
So he could have a sleigh on number 5. Rodriguez, is he with Eddie? Because he fought Sonny. Has Eddie got options on him with DAZN?
Possibly, yeah.
6. Opetia and Massey. Opetia's with Eddie, isn't he? 7.
I think he is, yeah.
Charlo's not with Eddie. Benavidez's not with Eddie. Stevenson's just signed with Eddie.
Yeah.
I mean, that's 8.
Eddie's quietly building them up in the top 10. Eh?
So is Eddie at the top of his game? I'd say he's higher than Bricktop. We've all been getting carried away because Bricktop's had Tyson Fury. Fury's just been knocked about. Bricktop's only got Daniel DeBar a world title via email. He's clinging on for dear life to heavyweight division Bricktop. But Eddie's building armies around him. So looking at this here, we're all saying Bricktop's back on his perch. But is he?
He's got a lot of heavyweights. He's got Zhang and he's got Parker and he's got...
Yeah, but we're talking pound for pound here. If you want to talk boxing, listen, we'll talk Turkey, we'll talk Turkey. We'll talk boxing here. Eddie's got a grip on the pound for pound situation. And
does that? Yeah.
And Eddie's had Usyk. Eddie had Usyk and he let him go.
Yeah.
He had Zhang. He let him go, didn't he?
Oh, aye. Eddie's flying under the radar with this one, I think, isn't he?
Chat shit, you get Zhanged. What?
Big Bang Zhang.
Did you see Sam Jones getting a pound for pound guy down the line? You know, with what waffle he comes out with. Could you?
You never know,
What's happening, Andy?
You never know.
Hey?
Who's Carroll? Carroll's meant to be fighting. Who was he meant to be fighting? And that was called off, wasn't it?
Prograde. Won't happen, mate.
Prograde, aye.
Well, have you've got Sam Jones in mix, talking complete and utter waffle, there's no chance. Remember what he was going to do? Listen, we all remember what he said about Joe Joyce's bone density. Joe Joyce were going to kill us all in our beds like David Price. He was like Godzilla and King Kong rolled into one. Stalking the streets at night. Everybody in bed scared to death. Oh, God, what was that? It's Joe Joyce, the juggernaut.
The mummy.
Big truck, didn't we? Look what happened there. Pop, pop, bang. But Fury didn't want that big truck smoke, did he?
Yeah. He was the last man to beat Fury officially before Usyk, wasn't
he? Yeah. Hey, listen, Andy. Nobody wanted that Joe Joyce smoke at the time, did they? With Sam coming out with his bone density shite. Bone density. Get out for fucking bone density. Sam Jones, when I see you, I'm going to put you in Boston Stranglehold. And you know that little toupee you've got on your head, right? That transplant, I'm going to pluck it out like a bastard chicken. You know, pluck. That was my party piece at school, you know. Yeah, I was fancy me sent an arm wrestler at school, didn't I? I used to get them like that, you know, and pluck it like a bucksy. Pluck it out over there. Ah, like little girls running home to the mums. So Sam Jones, you know, when I grab you like that, it's like that then, and then it pucks out. And you know, you end up looking like then, don't you? Kelly Maloney. Hey, yeah, 2 gram love. Just ring them up now. Tell them to come back. Another 2. Pop, pop, bang.
Is she still a boxing promoter? She, Kelly Maloney. Is Kelly Maloney still a promoter?
I remember. Well, when he was Frank Maloney, I remember him ringing Big Ron's up. I goes, "Well, I don't Dennis. It were Frank Maloney. Him and Dennis used to have some set to us. They had some right fallouts, didn't they? Dennis were riding out back of Frank's tail on him back tail coats, whatever Daniel said his tail, then he ain't got one now, has he? Dennis were riding out back of Frank Maloney's tail coat. Listen, this is a true story. This one I haven't got left here, right? This is we've got 9 minutes. When he came out as Kelly Maloney, you remember, don't you? But he sold his story, didn't he, to News at World, didn't he, for what, 200 grand or 150 grand, whatever. The BBC went up to it's opposite Clinton's, I forgot. Ridgeway Motors. Dennis had a farmhouse smack over the road from Clinton Woods. And they, you know, BBC, when they come in like one of them like vans, don't they? With like a big have you seen them at shows where they have like a satellite on them, Andy? Like a big satellite on top of it. So they're at Dennis's and they're like, and Dennis was like, "Oh, I've worked with him years and blah, 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 great person, this and that. Well, you just don't know about some people and wish him all the best and all that." Well, I can assure you that when BBC went, the story won't like that. And it went like that with everybody else who did an interview. Everybody were pissing the pants. Barry Hearn did an interview. "Oh, I'm really concerned and my door's always open," and that. Barry Epstein, why don't you tell the true story about when you did your interview about the Frank Stroke Kelly Maloney, whatever it were, freak show, you were all pissing your pants and saying his head had gone, like everybody else. Because you would, wouldn't you? Do you know what I mean? But why everybody were pissing the pants is this. He used to drive around back in the day in a Jag, didn't he? He had a 4.2 Jag. You know, back in the day when he was a promoter, and he would look like that. He looked like a donkey. And he gets up, what can you imagine? He gets up one morning, right? And he says, "Do you know what? I don't love my wife no more." He's got kids and that, daughters and that. "I want to be a woman," you know, like you do. So I can't get my head around that. But all these people that were going interviews making out they were concerned and this and that. All the lot of you shithousers, because that ain't what you were saying behind the scenes. Do you see where I'm coming from? Now, if they've asked me, if it were you, Andy, right, so what about that Andy Rose from Aberdeen, but he ain't from Aberdeen, engineer and all that, turning into a woman, I say, is a freak. He ain't coming on my channel again. Well, what do you want me to say, Andy? If you want to do something like that, mate, you're a freak. I'm not going to be one of them. "Oh, I'm round him." No, you're a freak.
You know what is there? There's no chance of that happening.
If my kids come home and go, if my Reggie says, "You know what, Dad, I don't want a bird when I'm older, and I don't want a man," I said, "Well, what do you want to do then?" "I want to be a woman." I'd be a freak. I would, mate. And vice versa. You don't get women wanting to be men, but you get men wanting to be women, don't you? You know why? Because they just want to get plenty of that. That's what I think it is, mate.
No,
I think it is. I think it's freakish behaviour and it sets a bad tone for the next generation. So if anybody who comes on my channel, I take under my heart, I take under my wing. You know that, don't you? Terry, Rico, all of us started this with Rico. If they all start coming out with madness like that, I won't be doing a Dennis or a Big Ron. "Oh, I'm concerned and my door's always open," or a Barry Hearn, Barry Epstein. So get gone, you freak. That's just how I am. I'm black or white. I'm never in grey areas. I love you or I hate you. That's just how I am. I'm like that with my own family. I'm like that with my own parents. I never spoke to them for 7 years. You know what I mean? I'll speak to them now, but I'm just like that. Like me or lump me. I don't give a flying anyway. But when you start talking about stuff like that, it ain't for me. You know what I mean? I think it's freakish. And at first, I thought he'd just done it to get a few quid. It wouldn't even surprise me if he still got one like that. And he just took that 175 bags off at News at Will. It won't, because it's boxing, isn't it? Everybody lies. 99% is bullshit.
And him for money, eh?
You just got to go through. Go ask Nick Manners. Go sit with Nick Manners, or go sit with people like Mick Whale, Chris Smedley, all boxing stalwarts for donkeys. They've seen it and done it all and heard it all. It's all knackers, utter knackers, mate. Absolute knackers. It's a sport full of freaks. Well, you've just seen it, haven't you, Kelly Maloney? That's freakish behaviour. I don't want that near my kids, and I don't want it for my two. I don't want that for my twins, Reggie and Ruby. Oh, they're coming up to 12-year-old. I don't want them coming from a school. I don't want my Reggie coming in from school one day or one weekend when I go up there and go myself. Had a good week this week, Reggie. Yeah, do you know what, Dad? I want to be a woman. Go. Out. Out. I won't be putting an arm around. No. No, mate. There's no arm going round for that. No. I'll go straight round to school and I want to speak to headmaster. What's going on here? Freakish behaviour, mate. But we live in a society now where you can't say that, can you? You can't
I seen an interview the other day with Chubby Brown, you know, Roy Chubby Brown.
Chubby Brown, yeah.
And he was talking about people trying to get his shows banned. There's people that won't go to his shows trying to get him. Oh, we don't want his kind coming to our theatre. It's just a lot of nonsense. They're taking the man's livelihood away from him. If you don't like him, don't go and see him. You know, I've seen him years ago, and I thought he was all right.
He's all right.
You know what he's going to do, eh? So you're not going to go there and be shocked, eh? If you go there being shocked, you're no wired up, right? Eh? Because you know what he's going to do.
Chubby Brown. I used to write material for a club comedian from Doncaster called Christine Coles, and he sued her for saying she nicked his act, and that's when I started writing stuff for her. But he's a blue comedian, though, you know, an old schooler from '80s and that. But I see where he's coming from, and I'm like I said, I'm 54 in October, and I just don't. I can't get my head around stuff like that. Obviously, people are damaged when they're doing stuff like that, but all I think it does is influence the next generation. Oh, do you know what? I don't fancy a PlayStation 4. I fancy a PlayStation 5 or an Xbox. I don't want a Merc. I want a BM. Oh, I don't want to go out on a Saturday night. I want to be a woman, but I'm a man. It's freakish behaviour, mate, and it's got to stop because it's influencing the next generation. That's how I look at it. I know I've had a drink tonight, and I'm not a big boozer, but it's freak stuff. And boxing's already freakish enough as it is, full of vagabonds, liars, charlatans, and men that dressed up as women. Do you know what I mean? Kind of thing.
Yeah.
It is what it is. But we're out of time. I hope you're well, Andy. Listen, we've had a bit of a laugh tonight, haven't we? There's 3 videos from you and 3 from Terry. They've got 4 hours of footage there. I worked my knackers off today, and I'm spinning about 80 plates at this moment in time in my life. And I'm miles away from where I'm from, but you know, I'm down here now, and you know, I'm up to knackers in the kitchen. Got loads of pots in there, and he's sticking in the dishwasher. So, you know,
as long as you're happy and healthy.
As long as I'm happy and healthy, I am healthy. 25 to 1 in the morning, 12:30 it is. So I'm knackered, but we've had a good laugh. I hope you're well, Andy.
Yeah, good man.
All right, listen, you take care.
We'll catch up with you through the week.
All right, you take care.
Okay, mate.
Bye-bye.
All the best, pal. Cheers. Bye. All the best.
Thanks for liking and subscribing and leaving a comment. We've got another channel, Porky's International YouTube. Feel free to go over there and join that. Like and subscribe and have a look at the stuff on there. And don't forget, Boxers in Need Welcome Estates Appeal or Fund. www.boxersinneed.com. Well, peace out. I am out of here. Booyaka. Time.